welcome back to Studio G, news made for the Rebel in You. I'm Maria Dibut.
And I'm Ariel Mack, and thank you for joining us. We start today's show talking about events happening around campus. If you are looking for employment opportunities, the Southern Nevada Career Fair is connecting students and alumni with local, national, and global companies. The Career Fair allows exposures to various fields in a one-stop format. The Spring 2021 fair will be virtual, taking place on the Handshake app, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You can sign up for different careers fairs at unlv.joinhandshake.com/events. Maria, have you used the Handshake app?
I have not, but I think it's a great opportunity for students and alumni to get their foot out there, and I think with COVID and everything, we need to find new jobs.
Yeah, it definitely looked user-friendly.
Speaking of opportunity, if anyone wants to nominate an outstanding students, administrators, or UNLV organizations, the Rebel Awards 2021 nomination form is now open. All nominations are due by March 29th at 5 p.m. Please contact rebelawards@unlv.edu if you have any questions.
In efforts to help the nonprofit organization Vitalent, the UNLV Alpha Epsilon Delta Blood Drive Committee is hosting a blood drive today and tomorrow from 11 to 3 p.m. in front of Lead Library. The organization says it has been difficult to get donors during the pandemic, especially those with more rare blood types. To book an appointment, please visit bloodhero.com. They also want to remind those donating to wear your mask and follow all COVID-19 restrictions. Maria, have you ever donated blood?
I have not, but I think if it's for a good cause, I will definitely sign up.
Of course.
Also happening this week, President Whitfield will be hosting virtual lunch sessions with small groups of students where they will have the opportunity to chat and share their thoughts in a casual setting. Students can sign up on a first-come, first-served basis, and they will be provided with a voucher they can use to order their meal. The luncheon starts tomorrow, and there will be one every week until April 15. Space is limited, so make sure to sign up as fast as possible.
Now on to most recent news. Oprah Winfrey's interview with the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, and Prince Harry released on Sunday brought nothing but buzz about the royal family. In the shocking interview, Meghan Markle exposed the consistent mistreatment and racist comments made by the associates of the royal family. This morning, Thomas Markle, father of Meghan Markle, spoke with Good Morning Britain on the situation.
Still no formal palace response to this bombshell interview from Harry and Meghan, including allegations that the institution of monarchy here in the United Kingdom has racist elements. We did see Prince Charles out and about on Tuesday visiting a vaccination centre. I think the message there is that the palace is going to respond to this interview in their own time, and meanwhile the diary of engagements continues. There was an unusual source of defence, you might think, for those racism allegations. Thomas Markle, Meghan Markle's father, speaking on British television.
I don't think the British royal family are racist at all. I don't think the British are racist. The thing about what color will the baby be or how dark will the baby be, I'm guessing and hoping it's just a dumb question from somebody.
Lots of questions for the monarchy and the institution around it to answer here. The British newspapers talk about the palace being in crisis, but they seem to be taking their time in giving a response. They want it to be considered clearly. I'm Max Foster in Windsor, England.
In a statement released by the Buckingham Palace, Queen Elizabeth has said, quote, "The whole family is saddened to learn the full extent of how challenging the last few years have been," end quote. The Queen went on to address the racist allegations, saying they are, quote, "concerning and will be addressed by the family privately," end quote.
Now, onto campus news. Do you have a talent that you wish you could get paid for? Well, now you can. The UNLV Campus Activities Board is accepting entries for the 2021 Talent Show. Not sure if your unique skills are considered a talent? We spoke with UNLV Events Director Tania Castro on exactly what they're looking for.
If someone is hesitant to submit their entry, I would honestly say just go for it. You never know, maybe you motivate someone else with a similar talent the next year to submit it. That there's no limitations on what a talent is. So if you want to show a recipe or you like to make balloon animals or cook or something, go ahead and submit it. Like, you might be able to win a $500 scholarship.
That's right. She said a $500 scholarship. If you want to submit a talent, send a video no longer than 90 seconds to Campus Activities Board at unlv.edu. Be sure to include your full name, major, and your year in school. Entries are being accepted until March 22nd. And fun fact, the student body will be the ones judging the talent show. So whether you enter or not, be sure to follow CAB UNLV on Instagram for all the updates.
CSUN presidential elections are coming up. The tickets for this year are the Yap Lugo campaign and the Scarlet Spirit campaign. There will be no primary voting this week, and general voting will take place April 14th through the 15th. We will update you throughout the week on the candidates and upcoming elections.
Clark County has recently received a shipment of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and Katora Thomas is going to give us the update.
As of Friday, March 5th, the Southern Nevada Health District received 15,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is the only singular-dose vaccine in the U.S. and one of the 3 most effective that are currently authorized in the country. There is no particular vaccine that is touted as better than the other, and health officials urge people to get whatever is available to them. Current vaccination sites in the Valley include the Cashman Center, Las Vegas Convention Center, and UNLV Student Union. You can check out covid.southernnevadahealthdistrict.org/vaccine/distribution to be able to find out how to schedule your first dose and if you're eligible.
As of Monday, the CDC has said those who are vaccinated can hang out with other vaccinated individuals. They're still recommending for everyone to wear masks in public and remain socially distant until herd immunity is achieved. As of this morning, only 10% of Americans have been fully vaccinated, according to NPR.
Coming up after the break, we'll show you the perfect outdoor activity to keep you grounded this spring.
You're pregnant, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you can't stop using. But it's not too late. There are safe places across Nevada to help pregnant women stop using. No matter how lost you are, how far along you are, there's always hope. If you or someone you love is pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 to find help today.
There is no known safe amount of marijuana used during pregnancy. Everything a mother eats, drinks, or smokes affects her developing baby or enters her breast milk. Just like alcohol and tobacco, using marijuana can have negative effects on your baby. Using any form of marijuana may be harmful to your baby during pregnancy and while breastfeeding. Marijuana can affect your ability to care for your baby or someone else's baby. If you're pregnant or a new mother and using marijuana, you are urged to quit. Visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211.
Morning UNLV, I'm Jerron Turner here with your Rebel weather. We're going to take a look at it today. It's 59 degrees, partly cloudy, high of 63, low of 45. If you notice, the wind is really blowing out there, about 18 miles an hour. It's only going to get worse, so if you got really bad allergies, the pollen is out there. People have been sneezing. Trust me, I took my Zyrtec this morning. Tonight, it's going to be about 59. It'll get a little hotter into the 60s and come back down. As I said, the wind is going to get a little faster out there. So make sure you have your jackets. Make sure you guys have all your drinks and energy. But I wouldn't go outside tonight. But if we look around the valley, Centennial Hills 57. It's a little warmer down here in Green Valley, 73 degrees. They probably got a little more sun than everybody else, but it's about low 60s, mid 60s around the valley. So we're looking at our weather tomorrow for the week. Tomorrow is going to rain, about 37% on that. So I would say have your umbrella, have your hoodies out. It's going to be partly cloudy, mostly cloudy for the rest of the week. If we look on the Friday, it's going to be very cloudy, probably no sun. Saturday is going to be sunny, a little warmer. So the weekend, you guys can go outside, have your picnics, do whatever you want to do. But for the rest of the week, I'd say bundle up. And that's the Rebel Weather Report. Back to you guys at the desk.
Changes are happening to McCarran Airport. Reporter Valentina Menchkenbob has the story.
McCarran Airport in Las Vegas is getting a new name. The Clark County Commission has unanimously decided to rename the airport to Harry Reid International Airport. Patrick Anthony McCarran was an American farmer, attorney, judge, and Democratic politician who represented Nevada back in the 1930s to 1950s. McCarran had a role in establishing the United States Air Force, as well as sponsoring the McCarran Internal Security Act and being an advocate for aviation. He was also infamously known for being anti-Semitic and anti-immigrant. The new change is set forth to honor Harry Reid, who represented Nevada for years as a senator, as well as served as majority leader. Here's what one UNLV student thinks.
I think it just shows that everything today is heavily politicized, and, however much bad stuff he did, he was obviously important enough to Las Vegas to have an airport named after him. And I feel like it really disconnects the people the people who live in Las Vegas and people just coming in, because everyone here knows it as McCarran, and I think that Harry Reid International Airport, it's not like, I don't think that was universally agreed upon for the people of Las Vegas, and I feel like I know some other names were thrown in the mix, like Las Vegas International Airport, that I know the people here would much more stand behind.
Do you think that changing the airport's name was a political stunt?
I don't know about a political stunt, but I think it's definitely politically influenced, especially with a lot of other things you see, like Aunt Jemima's syrup and like Land O'Lakes butter. I feel like people are just changing it because of the fact that it is politicized. So I don't know if you can go as far as saying it's a political stunt, but I think it definitely has some influence on it.
The new changes will require aeronautical rechartering and remapping, which can take up to several months and cost up to $2 million in rebranding fees. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Valentina Menchikov.
It will be exciting to see the rebranding process happen to our airport within the next couple of months.
Any yoga enthusiasts out there? Well, good news for you. Yoga in the Park returns to downtown Container Park. Studio G reporter Anthony Ramos tells us more.
You love yoga and outdoors, this is the perfect activity for you. Yoga in the Park returns to downtown Container Park. As of March 6, 2021, downtown Container Park welcomes back its popular outdoor venue, Yoga in the Park.
So we had to take a pause until October 2020, and that's where we sort of, sunk our feet in year 3. We had a couple months flowing, late September, October, and November of last year we were going. Then it got a little too cold. Obviously, we took off the cold months, and now we're back, year 4, ready to go, ready to function, and it's shaping up to be, one heck of a year, one heck of a, impact that we're able to relay to the community.
Rayos teaches Ashtanga Yoga, a style of yoga that focuses on purification of the body and mind.
My style is Ashtanga based. Ashtanga means 8-limb path or 8-fold path, and there's many components to it, but the first and second is respect, self-respect, and outward respect. The third is asana, the third is pranayama, and that's breath work, and the fourth is asana, which is the manipulation of our body into different postures, things like that.
I had the chance to follow up with one of the yoga participants, Amber Nicholson, who has been attending since the beginning and loves every moment of it.
I love that it's right here in the heart of downtown. I love how versatile the practice is. Honestly, I feel great afterwards, and I feel like I challenged myself and got to take some time to be present and mindful on a Saturday.
Yoga in the Park meets right here at the lawn at downtown Container Park every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. Tickets are just $9. For Studio G News, I'm Anthony Ramos.
As Anthony mentioned, Yoga in the Park meets every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. in downtown Container Park. You are encouraged to bring your own yoga mat. For more information, you can visit the Downtown Yoga in the Park on Instagram.
After a year to prepare for a run at the championship, a couple of brothers on the baseball team are ready to help the Rebels reach Mountain West supremacy. Studio G reporter Devin Verissimo has a look at the COVID impact on sports here on campus.
1 year ago, the entire athletics department was put on pause, and for the Melbaru brothers, their second season playing together on the same team was all but eliminated.
I was here and everything was going all smooth until one day they just have us meet up. We were about like 13 games in before we're about to go on a road trip. We heard all these news about like the Ivy League schools canceling their season, and then kind of just rumors got around that it might happen to us. It was happening to other conferences, and then they got us a call saying that we're done basically. So it was kind of just very shocking to be like just cut off without even knowing anything.
With lockdown in full effect, other players had to make do playing catch with mom or dad. But for AJ and Gavin, they had the advantage of living with a very capable partner and a full batting cage in their backyard to keep them occupied before news broke of their return to the field.
At first, I started going to the gym, but then those got closed down, and fortunately we have a cage in our backyard, so just hitting the backyard all the time. Finally, we got the call to come back, and it was honestly a relief because all that time sitting around, not doing much, and then finally we got to come back and get back to work.
Iron sharpens iron, as they say, and staying ready with another college-level player is great. But when it's your own brother, now that's something pretty special.
It actually helped a lot having someone with the same skill set as you and being at one of the highest levels you can be, and it really helped having my brother with me so we can feed off each other.
Of course, the return to the field comes with new guidelines that takes away from what they've enjoyed from years of playing before reaching the D1 level.
The mask thing is a big thing. We always got to keep it in the back of our mind. We need to wear a mask and stay socially distanced. And last year was kind of all, you know, patting each other on the butt, high fives all around. And now we got to kind of take it easy.
UNLV baseball started out their season 5-1, so it's safe to say that all that practice and camaraderie is paying off early.
Things good, defense good, our pitching's coming around. Full steam ahead and we're ready to go. Go Rebs.
For Studio G, I'm Devin Verissimo.
The Rebels are off to a great start with a crucial series coming up this weekend against San Diego State. We will preview that series later on in the week. Speaking of Rebels coming up after the break, we sit down with a former Rebel. Studio G will be back in just one moment.
NDOT's top priority is keeping you safe and connected. One of the many ways we strive to keep you safe is by taking an active role with improving the quality of stormwater runoff entering our waterways from our roads and highways. From constructing and maintaining roads to monitoring our waterways, NDOT's dedicated environmental professionals are focused on reducing the impact of our projects on our environment. We do our very best to preserve Nevada's waters for future generations.
This is a storm drain. It collects stormwater. Grass clippings, fertilizer, yard waste, they all contaminate our stormwater. Litter, pet waste, they also contaminate it. Fluids from leaking vehicles run right in there. All stormwater goes untreated directly to our local waterways. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains and out of our waters.
Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations. Visit lovenvwaters.com.
Joining us in studio today is someone that everyone should know by now and someone that truly keeps UNLV close to heart. That someone is Ryan Romero. Thank you for joining us today, Ryan.
Thank you for having me back in the studio.
So we all know you from emceeing many events for UNLV Creates and last year's virtual commencement. So before you tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been with UNLV since 2013 actually, so I'm kind of old. So I did my undergrad in hospitality management and then just finished a master's degree in higher education. Very involved on campus. I was a student body vice president, the homecoming king, graduation speaker, then fraternity, did a lot here.
So what drew you to UNLV? What attracted you to UNLV?
Ooh, so I actually answer this all the time because I work as an admissions counselor here at UNLV. So I answer this a lot, and I would say the opportunities. I'm from California originally, didn't know a single person, but there are so many opportunities that presented themselves here on campus.
So I know you mentioned that you won homecoming. What do you remember about that night? How do you feel about being UNLV homecoming queen?
Yeah, so no worries. So my favorite thing was I'm very out of the box thinker, and I actually decorated my entire hair and beard in glitter. So I did half a silver, half a red beard, or scarlet and gray actually. So glitter everywhere. That was probably my most memorable aspect of it.
I remember seeing the post, and it was very interesting.
I still have glitter on me from that.
You have overcome a lot as a student. What has been your biggest source of inspiration?
Ooh, good question. I would definitely say all the connections I've been able to make here on campus. In 2016, I found out I was HIV positive, and I actually was able to plan an HIV/AIDS awareness event here on campus that helped me kind of like overcome that and really interact with our administration here on campus.
If you don't mind me asking, how do you are outspoken about that, and how do you reach out to other students or to people that want to inform themselves or that they're going through that?
Yeah, so I'm very open about it, and I think that's the first piece to start. It's a very like iffy, like, oh, should we talk about it, should we not kind of thing. There's a stigma around it, and I was definitely like that before. And I think just talking about it helps with the kind of overall piece of it. And just, like being okay to talk about it and spread hope, not hate. And that kind of just like helps like people around me talk about it better. Like, I'm fine talking about it. What questions do you have? So I encourage all students, if you have questions, let me know, and I'm happy to help you out with it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. As one of the first faces being presented to thousands of students, incumbent college students, how do you prepare for what is like a crucial moment in these young people's lives?
So I'm very much like, how can I make an impact with these students? And whether it's like putting on a glitter beard or my sequins jacket, I'm very much like, okay, this is a student's first moment of UNLV. How do I represent that? And that's how I came into UNLV, and I'm like, well, that's my experience. How do I put on a show for these students? Because we're the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. We're the show city, so how can I do that for everyone?
Honestly, I can tell you from my experience when I got here 3 years ago and I went to the commencement ceremony in person and I saw you, I honestly felt very comfortable and I was excited to come here. I was excited before, but seeing you and how passionate you are about UNLV completely made me fall in love more with the university.
Oh, well,
so
that's so sweet.
Yes. What is your role now and how is it involved with the past year? Like how you been involved over the past year?
Yeah, so my official technical role is I'm an admissions counselor here at UNLV, and I work with incoming students. That was like my main role. And then they're like, well, you put on events, why not just like help out with emceeing? So I started off with Creates back in like 2016, I think was the first one. Did that. And then I just like know the structure and the timeline, and going with COVID-19, they're like, do you want to do virtual? I was like, sure. So I'm pretty much in the studio like once a month, like whatever event they need me to do, I know the routes and I can help out and just put it on, whether it's Creates, commencement, premiere, orientation, I'm here for it and helping out.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today, Ryan, and thank you for everything that you do at UNLV. You're a great inspiration, and I wish you the best of luck.
Wish you the best in your journey here as a student.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Studio G will be right back after this break.
It's okay to wonder about safety. I'm here to tell you, and we're all here to tell you, that it is safe. We will not be taking it if we did not think it was safe. We would not be advocating for our own family members to get a vaccine if we didn't think it was safe. These vaccines have demonstrated that they can prevent severe illness and death, which means we finally have a chance of beating this thing and getting back to the life that we knew pre-pandemic.
I think the vaccine's important. I absolutely am going to take advantage of it. It's an opportunity we have to try and prevent the spread and contain this. Look, we know the devastation that Nevada's economy has seen from the COVID-related illnesses and the shutdowns that businesses across the board, from gaming all the way down to small business. And we need to make sure that we do everything we can to protect our loved ones, to protect our neighbors and friends. Anything we can do to get back to work is extremely important.
We end the show with some recaps of things that happened over the weekend, starting with the local sex trafficking sting. 14 people were arrested Saturday night, ranging from 24 to 50 years old, in relation to a sting targeting online predators in Las Vegas. The FBI and Southern Nevada's policing agencies posed as minors in an online chat to set up meetings for sexual favors. The adults were arrested when arriving for the dates. LVMPD wants to remind children and teens about the dangers of the internet and meeting up with strangers online. Las Vegas poses as a higher risk at 89% for children to become victims of trafficking.
It's time for your Sports Weekend recap. starting with the men's golf team, who dominate the Jack Raver Invitational with 5 golfers finishing in the top 7 spots for their first win of the season. The women's golf team tied for second place at the Gold Rush tournament at Seal Beach, California, with 3 Rebels landing in the top 12 spots. The softball team won 4 out of 5 games in the Boyd Gaming Classic to improve 11-4 for the second straight year. The baseball team swept New Mexico in the 3-game series and now sits alone in the top of the Mountain West standing, while the volleyball team took down Utah State in straight sets in the first game to improve to 7-0. The second game was canceled due to a positive COVID test within the UNLV program. Check back with us for an update on their return to the court. Finally, a pair of Rebel swimmers have stood out amongst the rest to earn themselves a shot at the Olympic gold. U.S.-born Christopher McKinnon achieved the first Olympic trial cut in the 400-meter free with a time that ranked as the 12th fastest in the country this season. And Tanika Ash earned a trial cut in the 800-meter free to represent her homeland of Australia. She sent us this message as she reflects on what is meant to her to represent UNLV and Wakerley, Queensland at the Olympic level.
Super excited to go home to Australia and race against Olympic level world-class athletes and do that whilst representing the Rebels and the team here at UNLV that ultimately got me to where I am today. They played a huge role in my success, and it's super exciting that I get to be like, yeah, I'm a Rebel, and represent them and do them proud, and the same with Australia. So.
Longtime local sports retailer Sportsco is closing its doors after nearly 32 years of business. Sportsco is the leading supplier of team uniforms, specialty sports apparel, and sports equipment here in Las Vegas. This closure is happening as a direct result of the decline in sales due to the current COVID-19 pandemic.
It was started in 1989 by Rob and Jack Campbell, my husband and his father. We did a lot of the schools and the little leagues. We would do uniforms and equipment for baseball, football, basketball, volleyball, basically the team sports that the schools had. For this past year, we did the Las Vegas Raiders, decorated their uniforms for them. And for several years, we've done the Golden State Warriors practice jerseys for them.
That's all we have for today. Be sure to join us tomorrow at noon. I'm Maria Debut.
And I'm Ariel Mack, and thank you for watching today.